I'm speedrunning Undertale's fastest route for 7 days in a row. Every day this week, I'll be attempting a couple of TP glitchless speedruns, just to see how good I could become, given enough practice. Oh yeah, and right here, you can see my personal best, and right below, you can see the time of my previous speedrun of the week. I started the week feeling ready to go, so I started up Undertale, and began my first speedrun. It went pretty normally. I named the fallen human lowercase c, got bad RNG on tutorial like I always do, I left the ruins in about 8.5 minutes. Stone went pretty well. It's really just a mashing simulator, so all I had to do was just throw my fingers for 12 minutes. But then we got to Waterfall, and that's when the run started going downhill. Everything was just fine up to the point of fighting Mad Dummy. I usually can't 5-cycle him, so I would always 6-cycle him instead. But here, I 7-cycled him, which lost a lot more time than you would think it would. The road to Undyne wasn't too bad, but Undyne herself gave me a headache. I was trying to do the fastest Undyne fight known as Kindergarten Undyne, and doing this along with challenging her to speed up all of her attacks was extremely difficult. And I ended up dying, which brought me all the way back here since I never saved. I ended up leaving my room for 5 minutes, and when I came back, I decided to just reset the run and try again. But this run somehow went even worse than the previous. I got the same bad luck on tutorial, spent a minute feeling this easy as hell ice puzzle. I don't even know how I fell off there. But the pain didn't end there. I hit it 3 times on this Undyne bridge. Luckily I didn't take any damage though. But then I accidentally spared Temmie instead of fleeing, and then I died to Kindergarten Undyne again. I started the day feeling really excited to get into it and start speedrunning Undertale again, but after these 2 runs, that excitement turned into discouragement. I didn't want to continue, so I stopped my recording and ended the day there. I woke up and still felt demotivated to continue recording this video. But I knew that if I ever wanted to be successful on YouTube, I would need to stay determined. I didn't come this far by giving up, and this would be no different. Besides, it's only day 2. I have plenty of time to beat my PB. I opened up Undertale again, and began the next speedrun. But right off the bat, things weren't looking too good. I literally got 1 hand attack on Toriel, which lost me a full minute. I could just reset and try again, but my goal for this run was to complete it no matter how many times I screw up. So even though I had a 9.5 minute ruins, I exited to Snowden, where the mistakes kept happening. I'll go through most of it with no issues, but I accidentally fought Papyrus a 4th time, which lost about another minute. Waterfall was by far the easiest area. There weren't any mistakes along the way. I 6-cycled my dummy, which is what I usually do, so there were no complaints here. But then we got to Undyne, and I died. Twice. As much as I wanted to give up right here and start all over, I still had that goal to finish a run. Maybe having a bad one will actually boost my morale in the coming days since I have plenty of room to improve my time. Hollywood is pretty much just Snowden Part 2. It's a lot of mashing through Alphys' dialogue and completing the Marathon events and puzzles. I really wish that there was more to talk about here, but that's Hollywood summed up. Marathon EX went pretty well, and now it was time to fight Asgore. And guess what? I died! But that was okay, since I'm always so bad at Asgore. I can never land the golden hits, and I feel like I'm always on the brink of death every time I fight him. Second attempt I managed to knock him down, and then we had to sit through the side-scroller before we could move on to the True Lab. And this was much like Hotland and Snowden. Just mash through everything and spare the amalgamates. Easy, even though I forgot how to spare lemon bread. With the True Lab done, the last obstacle was Azrael. And if this one wasn't bad enough, I died in the first phase. I ended the speedrun with a time of 2 hours, 6 minutes, and 57 seconds. I was 10 minutes behind my PB, which honestly was a lot less than I was expecting. But my hands were really starting to hurt from all the mashing this run requires, so I decided to end day 2 there, and resume tomorrow morning. I woke up today, and decided that maybe it would be best if I streamed the rest of this challenge. And this day was by far the best day yet. Was it because I was streaming, or because I had all this practice beforehand? I don't know, but what I do know is that this run was the best run so far. Everything started as usual, without barely any hand attacks on Toriel, and left the ruins in roughly 9 minutes. So it is exactly the same as any other speedrun, since there's really not much you can mess up on here. The only thing that would be a huge time loss is fighting Papyrus 4 times, but lucky for me, that didn't happen, and I entered Waterfall in 21 minutes. Waterfall has got to be the scariest area for me, because if I die to Undyne, the whole run is screwed. But first, we have to deal with Mad Dummy. I 6-cycled him like normal, and the next roadblock was Kindergarten Undyne, and you'd be surprised to know that I didn't actually die here. This run was looking amazing. Within 40 minutes, I got to Hotland, and I was on pace for getting a personal best. All I had to do here was mash through text and memorize puzzles. which was very easy for an experienced speedrunner like myself. I decided not to screw up on Undertale EX, and I was looking good for the rest of the run. I made it to Azure in 1 hour and 10 minutes, and if I got even one golden hit, I would be on better pace than my PB. And I actually got it! After the auto-scroller boss, I went through the True Lab, forgot the axe for Lemon Bread again, and made it to the Azrael fight in 1 hour and 45 minutes. If I can make it past this fight in 10 minutes, then I would get a new PB. I thought I had enough time, but I was sadly 1.5 minutes off. But this was the closest run so far, and I knew that if I could recreate this run but in Japanese, I would PB. But I've never actually played in Japanese before, and I was a little nervous. If I didn't remember all the accent dialogue options, then I would be in trouble. Little did I know, it wasn't either of those I should have been worried about. Upon reaching Stoden and trying to use the stick in the fight against Doggo, I came to the realization that the Japanese items layout is different from English. In English, it's set out in 2 boxes of 4 items, but in Japanese, it's a list from top to bottom. Now I had to remember what slots my items were in at all times. Usually it was muscle memory, and even if I did forget, I could just read the names of the items. But here, if I forgot anything, I'd be screwed. And my worst fear came true as soon as I got to Undyne. When setting up kindergarten mode, I forgot that my astronaut food was in my 7th slot and not my 8th slot. So I ended up accidentally equipping an armor piece that would fuck over the rest of my run. I had no choice but to reset and try again. This one went the exact same as last, only this time, I started remembering what items were in each slot. If only remembering all that mattered, because I ended up dying to Undyne for like the 8th time this video. I really didn't feel like doing another run, so I decided to just take my 1 hour and 57 minute time and call it a day. Something tragic happened on day 4. I really wanted to stream this day, but my stream crashed 3 fucking times, so I was forced to do this day off stream. It wasn't all despair though. This speedrun was the best speedrun yet. Not only did I actually get good tutorial RNG, I did Stonen perfectly and even 5-cycled Mad Dummy. This was incredible. I've never 5-cycled Mad Dummy before, and I was so damn proud of myself. All I had to do was to not die in Undyne, and this run would surely be a PB. Now you may think that I started getting really nervous, and you would be right. I've only made it past Undyne on my first try once this week, and if I died again, I would lose my best chance to beat my record. It actually went pretty well. I was so focused to the point where I barely took any damage. It came down to the last attack, where I would need to get hit twice for Metaton. Here's where I saw a spider on my wall in the corner of my eye. And I hate spiders, so I looked away for a split second, and oh cool, I'm dead! I lost my best chance at a good run, all because of a spider. Next time you see Muffet, just remember, it's her fault I lost the speedrun. I wasn't really that mad about it, however. Just knowing that I finally 5-cycled my dummy filled me with confidence for the next run. But tragedy struck once again. I fucked up the Stonen box, and now I have no idea where the Tough Glove is. Maybe this day is all despair. I wasn't gonna let this bring me down though. I decided to stop my recording and start practicing kindergarten Undyne so I'd have better chances in the coming days. I woke up today feeling tired as hell, but did that stop me from speedrunning? No. I did a lot of runs this day, but only one of them is worth noting. I still haven't gotten a better time than the 157, but I still have plenty of time since I still have 2 days left. Everything started as usual, and how many times have I started with this exact line in this video? I swear, this has been the hardest script for me to write so far. So to make up for reusing the same lines, here's an off-context clip. Okay, I'm two-fingering this. Anyways, I thought this run would be just like all of the other runs so far. I do really good, then I died at Undyne and have to restart. But with me spending the previous day practicing Undyne and Mad Dummy, I was still feeling confident. I had the best runs of the week with a time of 8 minutes and 20 seconds. Stonen is the exact same as every other run I've commented on, so how am I gonna keep myself from using the same lines from earlier? Oh hey, we're done! Now it's time for Waterfall, which will determine if this run would continue or be cast into the abyss. First, let's see if I 5-cycled Mad Dummy. I didn't. And now, let's see if I beat Undyne. Nope. Nah, I'm just kidding. Why would I even talk about this run if I just ended up dying again? You should have known from the start that this would be a good run. I had no huge mistakes in Hotland, but I did end up missing the switch, which was kind of annoying, and then I accidentally spread Benetton instead of using the yellow act. But these didn't lose a major amount of time, so I was still on really good pace. Next obstacle was Metaton EX, which I've never done in Japanese before. If I messed up even one input, I could be in trouble. Because I'm so good at this game, I did all my inputs correctly, And now I feel like nothing else could go wrong in this run. Nothing went wrong. Right? Now we're at Asgore, and I didn't land a single golden hit. Usually I can land 1 or 2 in each fight, but here I got literally none. I wish the mistakes ended there, but I accidentally went to Snowdin on the river person, and then accidentally went back to Hotland, which lost me so much time. If it wasn't bad enough, I forgot the Axe Lemon Bread again. That one wasn't too surprising though. I made it to Azrael, and I was on really good time. Just as long as I didn't go AFK, I would PB. The fight went really well, even though I accidentally used the band instead of the pie here, and I ended up beating my personal best by about 3 minutes. This was huge. Since I had so many mistakes in this run, I still have plenty of room to beat that time. I was so excited at finally beating my PB after 5 months that I ended stream and stopped my recording. I could have honestly stopped at day 5 and been happy with it, but come on, I still have 2 days left, and I could get another PB if I tried hard enough. However, this day consisted of many, and I mean many, resets. What's the point of continuing a run that you aren't proud of? I would just reset, then 10 minutes later reset again, because of a mistake that lost me a decent amount of time. Without a doubt, this was the shortest day of the week. You might think that's impossible, just go look back to day 1. But somehow, the day right after my PB was the day I spent the least amount of time speedrunning on. I guess it kinda makes sense since my hands were really tired from the previous day, but then again, you think the day right after a PB would make you really want to shoot hard for another one. I'm trying really hard to fill space in this day, but I swear it's impossible because nothing happened! It's like, alright, speedrunning time. Whoops, I made a mistake that lost me 2 seconds, now I gotta reset. Then 10 minutes later, I did it again right before, making the exact same mistake for the 20th time. I guess getting my first PB in 6 months was getting to me, because now whenever I'm behind my PB by even 1 second, I choose to reset even though I know I can easily make that time up later in the run. I've had enough writing this script for the day, I need to lie down. Now we're at the final day. It's been a long, but really fun journey so far, and this is the last chance to get a PB before this video goes up. With the emptiness that was day 6, I was feeling energized. I expected to do about 5 full runs today, but what if I told you I only needed to do 1? I said this a lot, but this runs was the best runs of the week. I exited to Snowdin in just over 8 minutes, and this was also the best Snowdin of the week, with me leaving Snowdin town in under 20 minutes. Snowdin has the most amount of chances you can fuck up your run, so making it past with my best possible time filled me with hope. I was really nervous going into Waterfall, because I really didn't want to lose this run, but since I told you that this was the only run I needed to do today, you can guess what happened. I 5-cycled my dummy, and got through Undyne with just enough HP for Mettaton. I made a pretty annoying mistake in Hotland where I missed this bomb, but luckily I didn't lose that much time and made it to Mettaton EX in about 54 minutes. I almost died here, which gave me a mini heart attack, but I survived and made it to Asgore, where I once again got no golden hits, which lost me so much time. Omega Flowey is Omega Flowey, and now we're in the True Lab, where I actually remembered how to spare lemon bread. I got to Azrael in 1 hour and 40 minutes, which was 1 minute faster than my PB. I had a really good Azrael fight. I dodged Hypergoner, and actually used the pie instead of the bandage this time. I ended up finishing this run about 2 minutes faster than my PB, which would put me in 9th place on the leaderboard. Honestly, I don't care about getting a world record anymore, as I was really happy with this time. But let's be real here. Did you really expect me of all people to get a world record? I'm just some teenager who's stuck in their parents' house with a terrible PC and mic. But that's okay, because even though I failed to get a world record, I still managed to get top 10, so that's something, right?